So, it's the day after Thanksgiving. Everybody's beat to shit. We need a meal that doesn't involve turkey. So, today, I'm going to roast a chicken. This is one of those things we get a lot of questions about. So I'm going to show you how I do it. There's almost no wrong way to roast a chicken. As long as you cook it through and it's delicious when you're done, you did it right. This is how I do it. So start by liberally seasoning the bird. Because you're not going to have it sitting on salt for hours or days, assumedly, you need extra salt on the outside so that it carries over to the inside. It's not going to drive all the way into the bone like it would if we brined this for a few days, but at least it'll be seasoned enough that when you get a bite of kind of bland meat, you have crispy, salty skin to go on the outside of it. Mm-hmm. So I've got the giblets out. They're sitting here in the pan. Everything's reasonably well salted. I turned the wings back so they stay where they're supposed to stay. This is how I truss chickens. Again, no wrong way to do it, except to not do it. Little off practice, man. You know. So basically, I just want the string to notch directly behind the tail here, call it the Pope's nose. And then you're outside the legs, in between the legs, snug it up like that. Now, I have known people to truss around this way so they can pull the wings in and pull the breast back a little bit. I don't think it's the most necessary thing in the world. So, there's our bird. Now, I prefer to roast a chicken in something I can then put on the stovetop to build a sauce out of. So I'm going to lift my little birdie bird. Oh, too big for that one. Let's try another one. Is this any bigger? I don't even know what size I have for these things. Still too big. One more. It's dirty every dish in the house, not knowing how big a chicken is. Great job, Brad. All right. So just barely fits, which is good. All of the roasting juices and the grease and all that stuff that's going to fall out of this, we're going to use to make a pan sauce on the other side of cooking it. Carnivore's greatest tool. This is a remote probe thermometer. Probably heard me talk about them in my past videos. This thing has saved every job in this building hundreds of times. So, into the thigh joint, deepest spot right here. And I'm going to set it for 155 degrees internal. It'll rest up to the USDA recommended 165 in the time it spends resting. So this goes in the oven, and yeah, then we'll be back in a little while. See you then.
Brad's World, super cool, Poultry Time.
Fuck off, Justin. So quick interstitial video here, because I fucked up. There is no way this chicken went from refrigerated on ice to 136 degrees in the 18 or 20 minutes since we started this video. So I certainly put the probe in wrong. Feel free anytime you're cooking. If it seems like it happened too fast, it probably fucking did. So, oh,
hello.
Bye. Because even in a 500 degree oven, which is what I'm roasting this at right now, there is no way I got 100 degrees in 20 minutes. So, I'm going to back the probe out, let it cool for a second, and then try to reprobe it in a better spot. See the temperature falling? We're down to 82 degrees. I clearly had that in the wrong spot. These things happen to everybody, and the more often you do them, the more often you'll find some silly thing. So for some reason the video cut off as I was just saying that these things happen to everybody. It's not a big deal. Just keep an eye on your food while you're cooking it. But now I have this probe in. It's back up to 80 degrees. And because I have it set to do so, buy one of these things. I have it set to do so. It will yell at me when my chicken is done. I don't have to guess or imagine or think about it at all. So we will come back to you in another probably 25-ish minutes. When the chicken is done, we'll talk about resting, we'll talk about carving, we'll talk about all that cool shit. right, so you've heard the sound of the alarm. That noise means that my chicken is finished. I push the button to make it shut up for a second whilst I get everything out of the oven. See? Lovely bronze little birdie bird. Skin's just a touch crispy. So we're gonna rest this about half as long as we cooked it. It has taken just shy of an hour at 500 degrees. This is a slightly larger than 5-pound chicken. So that's about the time that one's gonna take. They get smaller, they go a little faster. I always cook to temperature though, not to time, because cooking to time is just dumb. You're just running the risk of burning something, ruining something, or having really dry breast meat. So I'm gonna set this bird aside in another container, and here in a little while we'll come back, we'll talk about carving and pan sauce and all that fun stuff.